space whale, which, if I remember correctly, and Jerry does well, is racist against humans.
Yeah. It is super racist. And we're going to read the racist whale.
Alright, item SCP-2146, Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-2146 is presently commonly known as DDUSAT-12, and is on record as a defunct communications satellite known as Defense Design United, a holding of Standard Communications Production, a Foundation front company. This information was falsified and entered into the UN Register of Objects Launched into Space by Embedded Agents. It is believed that such a registration will discourage close scrutiny. Due to its size and location, recovery or containment is presently thought infeasible. While the Foundation possesses assets capable of reaching an object and secretly constructing a containment structure or destabilizing its orbit, any such attempt would be too difficult to conceal. MTF MU-19, the Starstruck, have been covertly inserted into various astronomical societies in order to identify any potential breaches of the anomaly. Individuals who discovered 2146 are to be either administered Class B amnestics or discredited as it is appropriate for the situation. The transmissions known as -1 are presently impossible to suppress. The signal has been shown to switch frequencies in early attempts to jam the signal. Its method of detecting the jamming is presently unknown. Full jamming of the range of frequencies -1 broadcast on would have disastrous effects on civilian telecommunications. However, as the content of said transmissions is typically profoundly innocuous. Wait, is it innocuous? Innocuous?
Innocuous.
Innocuous?
Innocuous.
Huh.
Like, I think it means, like, not of note. Standard. Boring.
Gotcha.
Uninteresting.
So my channel, got it.
Sure.
Sorry.
There's a lot of ways I would describe you and your channel. Innocuous is not one of them. Because I think it also it goes under the radar sort of thing. Part of it.
It is considered a low-level threat. The transmissions are to be monitored, and these procedures may be modified if the transmissions ever begin to exhibit anomalous or otherwise dangerous properties or content. Complaints to the government organizations responsible for telecommunications regulation are to be monitored. The present cover story regarding -1 is that it is a pirate radio station broadcast by an avant-garde art movement.
Okay.
Description: SCP-2146 is the frozen corpse of an adult specimen of Balania mysticetus, the bowhead whale, which is presently in medium Earth orbit. Its orbital path is circular with an inclination of 146 degrees retrograde, and its orbital period is 19.6 hours. The subject is approximately 17.5 meters in length, and while its gender is presently unknown, it is, due to its size, statistically more likely to be a female instance of the species. Its estimated weight is approximately 30 tons, 1/3 that of a healthy specimen of its species, due to desiccation. In addition, the object has suffered significant corrosion from micro-impacts, and is deeply cracked in a manner consistent with limited heat exchanges and radiation exposure typical in a vacuum environment. Once every synodic lunar month, 29.5 days, 2146 begins broadcasting radio signals, presently designated -1. News broadcasts range in duration from 2.5 to 18 minutes. It is presently unknown how 2146 transmits these broadcasts. Telescopic viewing has not shown any sign of radio-capable equipment on 2146. News broadcasts vary widely in both content and format. Some appear to be documentaries, others appear to be science fiction dramas, often of the space opera variety, others seems to be children's shows, and others are songs or poems. News broadcasts only feature an audio track, and in every case features an entity presently referred to as Dash 2, who narrates, acts in, or sings the content of Dash 1. No other voices have yet been heard in Dash 1 transmissions. Alright, the Dash 1 transmissions often feature unusual and occasional disturbing content. However, Dash 2 is always cheerful to the point of jocularity in the broadcast. Its voice seems to be that of a middle-aged, deep-voiced man, and has been noted to speak in a number of languages, including English, French, Norwegian, Russian, and... how do I even say that?
Inuktitut. Inuktitut.
Inuktitut. Got it. Dash 1 transmitters contain one other unifying feature. In every case, contents deal with a space whale, a space-based cetacean. Is that it? That's how you say it, right? Cetacean?
Yes. Congratulations.
I know I heard you say it a couple times. I didn't remember. I think I got it memorized.
Yeah, you're good. Fuck yeah.
However, the features, motivations, and characterization of this creature changes with each broadcast. No information is as to how 2146 came to be located in Earth orbit has yet to come to light. No launches involving bowhead whales or of a size capable of transporting an intact bowhead whale are personally known to the Foundation. Discovery 2146 was discovered in 19 redacted after a number of civilian complaints in several developed nations in the Northern Hemisphere were linked by Foundation analytical personnel. These complaints were generally directed towards government offices that regulated telecommunications and always involved bizarre and disturbing radio show content. The signal, later designated Dash 1, was used to triangulate the location of its source, 2146. Fortunately, developing telecommunications and a subsequent increase in both radio traffic and artificial orbital bodies have rendered 2146 and its transmissions much more difficult to isolate. Right. Broadcast date redacted 19 redacted. Duration 2 minutes and 56 seconds. Language English. Content a short jingle. Dash 2 singing apparently accompanied by guitar. Apparently for a children's show featuring Big Bo the space whale, notable lyrics include, "He loves you so much he's gonna eat your whole world up. You'll learn all about the science of Big Bo's guts."
Oh.
and swing through space. In the size of a star, he's the friendliest, nicest cosmic monster. Broadcast date redacted 19 redacted. Duration 8 minutes and 14 seconds. Language French. Content a short political manifesto laying out the rights of exocetaceans and making a number of derogatory claims regarding oppressive higher dimensional harpoonists. Notable content includes the exocetaceans' inalienable right to devour lesser races.
Yeah, okay, that's definitely... Yeah.
We warned you.
I'm aware you warned me. It's still... I'm sorry, am I supposed to remain... Am I supposed to actually be mentally prepared for racist whales? Is that something I'm
Maybe.
actually supposed to be able to be prepared for?
Yes.
Well, it's a racist whale, be it you're prepared for it or not. It's a racist, it's a whale, and it really wants another space whale.
Broadcast date, redacted 20, redacted. Duration 16 minutes and 3 seconds. Language, English. Content, a melodramatic science fiction production of the space opera variety, including orchestral scoring, not a match for any known piece. Huh?
Orchestral.
Orchestral, got it. Regards the quest of the brave space whale Awaba to defeat an evil empire and rescue space whale princess Bawua. Notable that evil empire seems to consist of beings and spacecraft, possibly humanoid.
He's just making a weird whale space whale version of Star Wars.
Yes.
Okay.
Broadcast date, redacted 20, redacted. Duration 12 minutes and 51 seconds. Language, Norwegian. Content, a documentary regarding the feeding and mating practices of Polinius Lars, the space whale.
Well, okay.
Notable and that the species is, by its binomial nomenclature, identified as a right whale, like 2146 as a bowhead whale. Also, the reproduction of a Balaenia solaris apparently requires the utter destruction of a primitive civilization. The reason why this reproductive necessity is not made clear.
Hey, baby. You want to go commit genocide with me? Tips Fedora suggestively. What's up, Festus? I'm disappointed in myself too.
I hear Festus.
I think Festus doesn't care about you being disappointed. I think they want pets.
He kind of just does this. It's genuinely impossible to figure out if he wants pets or not a lot of the time because he just does this. But
Even
no,
when he meows that loud?
Oh yeah, he just does it.
Oh,
He does it in his sleep sometimes.
what?
Yeah, he sleep screams. It's very funny.
I mean, Busta does do snoring where he sounds like a motorcycle trying to start up, but it's high pitched.
Anyway, in this case though, Jiri, your assessment was correct. I now have a Festus on my desk.
Nice. Awesome. Broadcast date, redacted 20, redacted. Duration 6 minutes and 47 seconds. Language, Russian. Content, a short science fiction tale about a crew of apparently human biologists in a spacecraft attempting to locate a legendary creature, the space whale. Most of the story consists of the scientists speculating on the nature of the space whale in a pseudo-scientific and mildly religious manner. The story ends with the crew finding the space whale and, in awe, pledging to worship it.
When you realize that's probably what the whale wants us to do to them, you just want to stare at the space whale and no. No, thank you.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
just to be clear, this is the equivalent of if I, Hatchethead 33, made a fan fiction about some guys pondering over how amazing it would be to find me out in outer space. And then once they find me, they kneel down and start a cult for me.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
That's
Is
what
it
the
gonna
space
be?
whale thinks of us.
Is it going to be Trump's directorial debut?
I mean, he's a right. This is a right whale, so I mean, he supports.
Ow.
I'm sorry. Broadcast date redacted 20 redacted. Duration 8 minutes and 22 seconds. Language English. Content an episode of the children's show Baybo the Space Whale, which was featured in an earlier broadcast of Dash 1 as a jingle, involves a number of children in a spacecraft speaking through a communicator with the nearby Baybo, a star-sized cetacean. The episode consists of a simplified explanation of gravity, appropriate for 8 to 10-year-old children. The episode ends with a spacecraft crashing into Baybo and an narrator stating, and the children all died. They should have paid more attention to the lesson, I guess.
That one's better. I can appreciate that broadcast.
Wait, I like the name of the creator. Megalomaniac Inchworm.
Nice. I love me a megalomaniac inchworm.
Now I'm just imagining there's just this one small inchworm pushing the whale into outer space. I don't know why I started imagining that.
Anyway, let's get on with speciesist whale.
I'm already looking at it, and I don't know whether or not this is actually a bowhead whale they used in the thumbnail.
Well,
So,
Yeah?
let me just go pull up a little bit of information. We're gonna have a momentary a momentary educational episode. So, let's see.
I decided to pull out a bunch of pictures of the bowhead whales, so while you're doing that, that future people will be able to see this in the video.
Yeah. So,
well,
anyway. Now, in the cetacea, there are three major groupings, being Archaeocetus, which is the ancient whales, Mysticeti, which is the baleen whales, and Odontoceti, which is the toothed whales. Now, if I go over here and I type in bowhead whale, yes, they actually kind of got the face shape. Never mind, they didn't really get the face shape. Anyway,
No, they didn't.
they didn't. I was misremembering. Anyway, now you may notice that the bowhead whale, is in fact in the family Balenidae, which is in the Mysticeti.
Mhm.
Mysticeti, once again, being the parv order that specifically describes baleen whales.
Yeah.
Whales who, instead of teeth, have these weird ass little bristles that they use to filter feed. Now, if we go back and look at this thumbnail, you may notice that those are very much actual teeth rather than baleen.
Yeah.
Furthermore, was there ever a point in the SCP about the whale eating people?
No. I mean,
No.
a bunch of children
That's
crashed
what I-
into it and died, but no.
That's
That
that's
was
that's what
literally
I
a
thought.
story of that happening, though.
Yeah.
It never happened.
Yeah.
So the only violence in the story is made up and empty threats from a racist whale.
Oh yeah, and the fact that in order for them to reproduce, all of humanity has to die.
Well, yeah, that's why they're being so aggressive. Like, hey, go die so I can, like, hump things. Stop blocking me from that frozen whale.
So, anyway, point being, they fucked up the fact that the bowhead whale is a baleen whale. And two, a baleen whale would never be able to eat a person.
Yeah.
Like ignoring the baleen part, their throats are just way too small.
Yeah, I actually have a picture right here where it actually shows a person up close to it. It's a little bit blurry, but you can see like the person's a bit too big. There. Oh wait, there we go. Thumbnail's covering up a bit for chat.
Something something tells me that might be a younger one.
A what now?
Yeah, they actually get larger than that, but their bristle-like mouths have like
Mm-hmm.
they're basically like almost like giant like giant bristles from like
A
I
broom.
forgot what those are called, but sweep things. What are they called? Brooms, yeah. Like they're a bunch of broom bristles, only there's more and they're longer, and it looks like you can't even get in unless you go through them, and there's no space.
Oh my gosh, this bowhead whale is a badass. Because in the picture it says right here, in 2007, a harpoon tip from 1890 was found lodged in the neck of this bowhead whale. It had survived a human attack and lived over a century with the wound. A silent witness to the whaling era is still swimming.
Whale doesn't care.
The whale Uncle Philip.
Whale is way over 100 years old.
This just makes me think of a song King Rat by Modest Mouse.
Yeah.
It's a Modest Mouse is a pretty environmentalist oriented band, and what they did with the music video for King Rat is they depicted whaling, except in reverse. The whales are whaling humans.
Oh my gosh, I want this. Not because of the SCP, but I think it's adorable. It's a bowhead whale plush.
That is dubious as to how much of a bowhead whale that is, but it's cool.
That's definitely herpy derpy plush.
Oh, I just see a bleeding bowhead whale. I don't want to see that. Anyways, let's go back.
Well, yeah, bowhead whales are still victims to attacks.
Yeah, so anyways. Clickbait thumbnail is a 4, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright.
Oh, I guess there was one point that kind of implies that our bowhead whale wants to eat people, with like the idea of
Well, yeah,
Like-
implying is different than actually doing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying, like, I could see.
There was a
I
lot of
kinda see-
implied violence and zero actual violence.
Hey, Jerry, look, I see Professor Lucius video that you really hated.
Don't touch it. Don't you
Anyways,
fucking dare.
look at the description of this video. They put the license, but not the author, and that's it. That's the description.
Well, that's one point at least. Let's see if they not add other points to that. Let's see if they make sure all the characters are there.
Yep. I'm gonna double check. Yep, everything's all good to go. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Though to be fair, there's really only one character here,
Yeah.
so they'd have to really fuck up.
Well, there's actually two: the
To omit.
bowhead whale and the narrator.
I
Huh?
I thought we'd established that the bowhead whale is the narrator.
Oh, never mind.
Alright, whatever.
Yeah. Anyways. In 3, 2, 1.
Jane was in the kitchen preparing dinner for her family, as she did most days. Her two children, Lucy and Ben, were in the lounge playing with their toys. She smiled to herself as she heard them chatting away to each other. She loved listening to them play together. Mom, can we put the radio on, please? It's time for the children's hour. Jane went into the lounge and turned on the radio for her children. Okay, you can listen to the story, but then you must get washed before dinner. Okay, we will. Thanks, Mom. Jane went back into the kitchen to continue making dinner. She heard the familiar sounds of the radio jingle, and then the
May
narrator
I
began
say
to tell the story.
something?
That's
Sure.
Is this little story taking place in the 1980s or something? Because
Maybe?
radio stories were falling out of favor in even the 90s.
I mean, it's 19 redacted. We don't actually know what the next two double digits are.
Fair enough.
I'm just gonna assume that they're like an even worse version of my family who was still using a VCR and recording movies on it up until like I think the last time we did it was like 2018.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm just gonna assume that they're that but way worse.
Yeah. Alright. Played in 3, 2, 1.
strange. They must have a new narrator today. It's not the usual man speaking. As she carried on with her jobs, she was half listening to the story he was telling, something about a space whale called Babo. But as the story continued, Jane suddenly stopped what she was doing and ran into the lounge. The narrator continued telling the story. He loves you so much, he's gonna eat your whole world up. You get to learn all about science in Babo's guts. And swims through space the size of a star. He's the friendliest, nicest cosmic monster. Jane turned the radio off. That's enough of that story. The children began to protest, but Jane insisted they weren't listening to any more of it. She sent them upstairs to get washed. As the children left the room, she heard a knock at the door. When she opened the door, she saw two men in dark suits standing there. May we come in?
What?
Of course.
I'm so tired. I'm so tired of him running out of ideas for his stupid little intros. So we just, we have the Men in Black. Get the Men in Black.
I mean,
The SCP Foundation are not the Men in Black. They don't go to literally every family that listens to that fucking radio.
yeah, they literally put like, it's a pirate radio station. It's not a giant whale in space.
This would be the same reasoning as like assuming that the first part of the article of 1000
Yeah.
was the actual article. Like they just go out, even though the Patterson-Gimlin protocol is in effect, they just take the time to go out and fucking hustle every single Bigfoot hunter in existence. This is such a waste of resources.
Yeah.
And domestics.
Yeah.
God damn. I feel like this is like, if this wasn't the intro and we were so used to it, I would say it was 1 point against like keeping the narrative. I forgot what that's called. They're basically slightly altering the history. Instead of
Well, I mean,
calling it like the pirate radio, they're going like all MIB to what, all over the world?
Yeah, and also there's
I mean-
another. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Agent.
I was gonna say, I mean, to be fair, we do tend to
Mhm.
knock up a point in that category because of their
Yeah.
bullshit startings.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Also, there's another reason why they wouldn't be throwing around amnestics willy nilly, is because literally the two main ways they get amnestics is one through 939, because it produces amnestic gas, and then get amnestic stuff through that, or with the giant fucking eel by feeding it people.
Yeah, so they don't treat it like an unlimited supply. It is limited.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, the people fed to the giant eel are always alive. Their mind basically eternally recycling through others' memories, thinking it's their own.
Well, also, random person, they did do something similar to that in SCP-5000. They said, well, the best way to make sure the general public never learns about anomalies is to kill the general public.
Well, random person, I believe the best way is not to start like some weird murder club or some weird drug club or some weird MIB house to house shot. It's literally to just say something like, this is not like to be taken seriously. It is basically one of those like pirated radios. And those pirated radios happen all the time.
But what if I want to make the drug club?
Here's the thing. They said, what about a drug murder club?
Yeah, so Hatchet, you're on the same thought process as random person.
Well, I mean, I don't want the
Well,
murder
you-
part. I just want the drug part.
Well, you could start a drug club, I guess. That would be weird, but you could.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, Hatch, I wasn't sure. Did you know that 939 produces amnestics as well? They're not as effective as the eels, but they do use them.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so both ways how the Foundation gets amnestics is sacrificing people. They would not be spending these out willy-nilly. So,
My favorite.
Huh?
My favorite activity is sacrificing my neighbor's life in exchange for a bottle of Tylenol.
Also, may I comment that this is probably the most awkward pose anyone has taken a picture of a baleen whale ever?
Wait.
It's just with their mouth open.
Ugh.
Oh god. Anyways,
Their mouth is open.
random person.
They're fine. Their mouth is just open.
Oh, I'm aware. I'm just going because unsettling looking.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But it kind of looks like a giant mop,
Yeah.
and you don't know where it ends
Yeah.
because you don't know where the mouth ends because most of them is underwater.
Yeah.
I guess if you don't know what a baleen whale looks, you can kind of see how people thought they were monsters.
Yeah. Also, random person says hypothetically, you can give them LSD and just tell them it was part of the trip.
I mean, CIA did it.
You know,
Anyways, we're ready to continue the video.
Gaslighting.
Yeah.
well, thankfully the SCP Foundation did not go that route. They went by just calling it like
Yeah.
the jacked radio,
Yeah.
pirate radio.
So, 3, 2, 1. So
How can I help you?
Thank you.
We believe you may have been listening to a broadcast from a pirate radio station. Oh, so that's what it was. I wondered why it wasn't the usual narrator, and the story he told wasn't really
What the fuck
appropriate for
is
children.
wrong with their
Jane
eyes?
watched as one of the men put his hand into his bag and took out a syringe. What's
Oh,
that
for
for?
fuck's sake! I'm gonna.
They were blinking like something was gonna happen. They
Yeah.
blink more than me, and I have photophobia. I have to blink more than normal.
Yeah.
What
Also,
the fuck was wrong with them, and why'd they grab the needle like that?
this is what happens when you after you get an amnestic drug. This is what you see.
No, that's after you have acid.
So, let's be very clear.
Mhm.
This content farm decided not only to have the Men in Black show up again
Yeah.
for no reason because they don't know how to fucking do anything if it's not related to the fucking SCP agents coming up and jabbing people with them amnestics.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have them show up. When they show up, the guys immediately give the actual cover story that's given.
Mhm.
And then they give her the shot anyway.
Which would just ruin their cover-up story.
Yeah.
And alongside the fact, why the fuck would the SCP Foundation be allocating resources to have these two fucking bold-ass piece of shit fuckwits going around and harassing anyone who listens to this specific broadcast? Why would they do that?
Yeah.
Welcome back to SCP Exposed. Today we bring you Euclid class subject SCP-2146, the Space Whale. But before I go on, make sure you like and subscribe
fuck
and hit
yourself.
that notification bell so you won't miss out on any SCP stories. SCP-2146 is presently commonly known as DD-USAT-12 and is on record as a defunct communications satellite owned by Defense Design United, a holding of Standard Communications Production, a Foundation front company. This information was falsified and entered into the UN Register of Objects Launched into Space by Embedded Agents. It is believed such a registration will discourage close scrutiny. Due to its size and location, recovery or containment is presently thought unfeasible, while the Foundation possesses assets capable of reaching the object and subsequently constructing a containment structure or destabilizing its orbit. Any such attempt would be too difficult to conceal. MTF-MU-19, the Starstruck, have been covertly inserted into various astronomical societies in order to identify any potential breaches of the anomaly. Individuals who discover SCP-2146 are to be either administered Class B amnestics or discredited, as is appropriate for the situation. The transmissions, known as SCP-2146-1, are presently impossible to suppress because the signal has been shown to switch frequencies to jam the signal. Its method of detecting the jamming is presently unknown. Full jamming of the range of frequencies SCP-2146-1 broadcasts on would have disastrous effects on civilian telecommunications. However, as the content of said transmissions is typically profoundly innocuous, it is considered a low-level threat. The transmissions are to be monitored, and these procedures may be modified if the transmissions ever begin to exhibit anomalous or otherwise dangerous properties or content. Complaints to government organizations responsible for telecommunications regulation are to be monitored. The present cover story regarding SCP-2146-1 is that it is a pirate radio station broadcast by an avant-garde art movement. SCP-2146 is the frozen corpse of an adult specimen of Balena mysticatus, the bowhead whale, which is presently in medium Earth orbit, MEO.
Hey. What's going on? Okay, OBS disconnected. I am back now.
Oh.
I didn't hear a single thing you said, Hatchet.
Welcome back. Also, that is a derpy looking whale.
So, Hatchet, if you said anything, I did not hear it.
I said something to the tune of, congratulations to them. They figured out how to Google what a bowhead whale looks like after they made the thumbnail.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
With an inclination of 146 degrees retrograde, and its orbital period is 19.6 hours. The object is approximately 17.5 meters in length, and while its gender is presently unknown, it is, due to its size, statistically more likely to be a female instance of the species. Its estimated weight is approximately 30 tons, one-third that of a healthy specimen of its species, due to desiccation. In addition, the object has suffered significant corrosion from micro-impacts and is deeply cracked in a manner consistent with limited heat exchanges and radiation exposure typical in a vacuum environment. Once every synodic lunar month, 29.5 days, SCP-2146 begins broadcasting radio signals, presently designated SCP-2146-1. These broadcasts range in duration from 2.5 to 18 minutes. It is presently unknown how SCP-2146 transmits these broadcasts. Telescopic viewing has not shown any sign of radio-capable equipment on SCP-2146.
Oh yeah, we can actually say they didn't make a bad map this time.
I guess, technically. That looks like a globe.
These broadcasts vary widely in both content and format. Some appear to be documentaries, others appear to be science fiction dramas, often of the space opera variety. Others seem to be children's shows, and some are songs or poems. These broadcasts only feature an audio track, and in every case, features an entity presently referred to as SCP-2146-2, who narrates, acts in, or sings the content of SCP-2146-1. No other voices have yet been heard in any of the transmissions. The transmissions often feature unusual and occasionally disturbing content. However, SCP-2146-2 is always cheerful to the point of jocularity in the broadcasts. Its voice seems to be that of a middle-aged, deep-voiced man, and has been noted to speak in a number of languages, including English, French, Norwegian, Russian, and Inuktitut. The transmissions contain one other unifying...
Inuktitut?
Yeah, that's what Inuits are now. Not Inuktitut. Not racist.
Inuktitut.
Wait, is that language that was mentioned in that, like, actually the language used by the Inuits?
Yeah, it's right there. He said Inuktitut is this. So I guess the K is silent.
I don't know if you pronounce it Inuit, but I do know it's talking about the Inuit language.
Hmm.
My pronunciation is probably wrong, but it is better than Inuktitut. At least I'm not trying to purposely insult them.
3, 2, 1.
feature. In every case, the contents deal with a space whale, a space-based cetacean. However, the features, motivations, and characterizations of this creature changes with each broadcast. No information as to how SCP-2146 came to be located in Earth orbit has yet come to light. No launches involving bowhead whales, or of a size capable of transporting an intact bowhead whale, are presently known to the Foundation. SCP-2146 was discovered in 1962, after a number of civilian complaints in several developed nations in the Northern Hemisphere.
As far as I'm aware, it's redacted.
Why do they insist on just randomly getting rid of the redactions?
I don't know.
It's so dumb.
Yeah, because that's mainly, like, what makes the best part about the SCP article, so, where it redacts, because you have to try and figure out the mystery, or try and figure out yourselves what the missing part is.
Yeah.
And they just remove it.
Just like, oh yeah, we decided it's in the 60s, yeah.
They picked an era where they don't even understand how the technology even looked. Food. You see that?
No. I'm busy in a time event.
I'm sorry.
You know what I also just realized? We have... all throughout the video, the only thing we've seen is white men.
And not tut. You know, click racism on the bingo.
I guess.
Sorry, I might still be feeling slightly spicy about how they pronounced it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna look up how the fuck to pronounce it right now, so I don't keep saying Inuit.
Fair enough.
Unless it is how you pronounce it, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I'm gonna look up and find that out.
Do you want us to play it or wait?
Inuktitut.
Oh, Inuktitut. What?
Inuktitut.
Inuktitut.
I guess it's good to know that I was pronouncing it correctly.
Yep.
Yes, you were. Inuktitut.
Yep. In 3,
Oh,
2.
that makes me more pissed at the video.
Anyways, 3, 2, 1.
Here were linked by Foundation analytical personnel. These complaints were generally directed towards government offices that regulated telecommunications, and always involved bizarre and disturbing radio show content. The signal, later designated SCP-2146-1, was used to triangulate the location of its source, SCP-2146. Fortunately, developing communications and a subsequent increase in both radio traffic and artificial orbital bodies have rendered SCP-2146 and its transmissions much more difficult to isolate. The following are examples of some notable broadcasts. A broadcast in English, lasting 2 minutes and 56 seconds. The content, a short jingle. SCP-2146-2 singing, accompanied by guitar, apparently for a children's show featuring Babo, the space whale.
Why are they showing the whale as a white guy playing a guitar?
I don't know.
Where do they think the whale would even get a guitar?
Hatchet, are you doing okay?
If a whale is playing something guitar-like in space, why don't we just wonder what that would even be like instead of just showing a white guy? Also, the article said, that's probably a woman.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, the voice that comes through is masculine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Notable lyrics include, "He loves you so much, he's gonna eat your whole world up. You get to learn all about science in Babo's guts." And "Swims through space, the size of a star. He's the friendliest, nicest cosmic monster." A broadcast in French, lasting 8 minutes and 14 seconds, was a short political manifesto laying out the rights of exocetaceans and making a number of derogatory claims regarding oppressive higher dimensional harpoonists. Notable content includes...
Cicatians. How did he pronounce cetaceans?
Yeah. I like how I had troll press in the past. Now, because you keep correcting me, I know how to say it correctly.
Well, you have an actual learning issue. He's not even trying.
He goes, ChatGPT, how do I say this? 3, 2, 1.
The exocetaceans' inalienable right to devour lesser races. A broadcast lasting 16 minutes and 3 seconds, once again in English, was a melodramatic science fiction production of the space opera variety, including orchestral scoring, not a match for any known piece. Regards the quest of the brave space whale Owaba to defeat the evil empire and rescue space whale princess Vawuha. Notable in that the evil empire seems to consist of beings in spacecraft, possibly humanoid. A broad...
Wait, hold on. What the fuck is that?
Possibly humanoid shows a weird...
It honestly looks
weird
like
thing.
an octopus.
Yeah, like a weird octopus thing.
It's the cum-to-plus.
No.
I can leave this call right now. I could be watching Attack on Titan with Apollo.
Oh my god. New squids were humanoid, SpongeBob did.
Nah.
This is random person. Anyways, 3, 2, 1.
humanoid. A broadcast in Norwegian, lasting 12 minutes and 51 seconds, was a documentary regarding the feeding and mating practices of Balena stellaris, the space whale. Notable in that the species is, by its binomial nomenclature, identified as a right whale, like SCP-2146, as a bowhead whale. Also, the reproduction of a Balena stellaris apparently requires the utter destruction of a primitive civilization. The reason behind this reproductive necessity is not made clear. A broadcast in Russian lasting 6 minutes and 47 seconds was a short science fiction tale about a crew of apparently human biologists in a spacecraft attempting to locate a legendary creature, the space whale. Most of the story consists of the scientists speculating on the nature of the space whale in a pseudo-scientific and mildly religious manner. The story ends with the crew finding the space whale and, in awe, pledging to worship it. And finally, a broadcast in English.
The crew shows only one person.
Well,
One white, blonde-haired guy.
yeah.
lasting 8 minutes and 22 seconds, was an episode of the children's show Babo the Space Whale, which was featured in an earlier broadcast of SCP-2146-1 as a jingle. It involved a number of children in a spacecraft speaking through a communicator with a nearby Babo, a star-sized cetacean. The episode consists of a simplified explanation of gravity,
Cetacean.
appropriate for 8 to 10-year-old children.
Sounds worse the further the video.
Cetacean. Does this guy, like... Okay. So, let's go back to fucking second grade English class for a moment. In almost every situation, if a word starts with the letter C and has a vowel after the C, then the C is a soft C or a S sound. So, for example, circus, CI, cetacean, CE.
Of course. It's a random person.
Wait, actually, yeah. No, wait, yeah. It's specifically I's and E's, I think, is how it's measured. Point being, this is dumb.
Yeah, we're almost done.
I will apologize. I mixed up. I done mixed up how you actually tell. It's not just vowels. It's specifically I's and E's.
3, 2, 1.
The episode ends with the spacecraft crashing into Babo, and the narrator stating, "And the children all died. They should have paid more attention to the lesson, I guess." What did you think about that SCP case? Please, leave your
Oh, go fuck yourself.
Don't worry, that rule has exceptions too. Yeah, isn't English fun? It's such a dumb language. And it's also the only language I know, so it means that I'm extra dumb.
You're not dumb.
I am dumb. And I will hear no arguments.
At least you didn't pronounce anything the way they did.
Yeah. Also, at least you're not dumber than me.
You're not actually dumb. You're just very naive.
Fuck you.
Why did you take that as an insult? You're just a little shit. Okay, they did not remove any characters, so I think the removal of characters / license is just a 1 because they only removed the author.
Yeah. Yeah, altered / added gore or violence.
I think that's just 1 because of the violence they added in the beginning.
Yeah.
Which is really weird.
Or not in the beginning, the fucking thumbnail.
Oh, that's
yeah.
true. But I was talking about the violence they added at the beginning of the video.
Oh, right, in
But
the
they
in
did
the form
add
of
violence with the thumbnail. That was added violence.
Yeah.
right, okay.
Does that
And
mean
in the form of jabbing a random mom.
They randomly went into a stranger's house and jabbed them, and it was kind of insinuated they probably did that with quite a few people.
Yeah. Which makes no sense.
Does that mean this is a 2?
I don't think it's a 2. I think they're both like very small.
That's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah, it's a
Instances.
1.
Yeah, yep. Random Person 99 is coming up. We probably won't get to it tonight, though.
Deviates from the plot of the article. I think the only thing that deviated was when they briefly suggested that they drugged people instead of saying the pirate radio thing. Or rather, both.
It didn't really deviate
So,
that much at all.
Yeah, it was just a small deviation, so like a 1. They're actually doing better than the previous one so far.
So you agree with that, Hatchet? A 1?
Yeah.
Alright. Now, here's where it's probably gonna be more than a one, maybe. Only men in the video slash offensiveness.
Okay.
Video full of just white men and only had one female child right at the end die.
They pronounced Inuktitut in a way that made me think that they didn't even care to look up how to pronounce it in any form of way, which they could have easily. They didn't care enough to try to properly pronounce it more than a few seconds. And there were only white men and white women and white people. White people everywhere, so probably a one.
Yeah.
Just one. Alright, let me add this up. Let's see if it's better than the previous
I
one.
just realized it's probably going to be a 60 like the last one.